Jeff.
Yes.
Terrence.
Uh-huh.
Maho.
Yes.
Oh, that sounded terrible. The Frakes.
Yep.
Okay, then. We're up. We're ready. We're early on a Sunday.
We are live.
I'm drawing Napoleon ice cream because I'm stupid and thought that's what it was actually called.
I was about to correct you too. I'm like,
Yeah, no, that was just an old joke. I'm gonna start doing stupid drawings of old jokes from our game that out of context make little to no sense.
okay.
Well, if you want to throw me any ideas for some of those stupid jokes.
You're in the show.
Yeah, but I don't have a sense of humor.
All right, well, then draw Tuberculosis Mary.
When you're watching and you see the rest of us laughing and you look confused, that's the joke.
Oh. Yeah. I'll find the phrase or group of words that string together. Well, does anybody have any topics to discuss?
Well, the first thing is I appreciate the picture of the loot. Jeff.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you liked it.
Why is there a pinata in there?
It's a loot
It's a
llama.
loot.
It's a loot llama from Fortnite.
Mhm.
What?
It's like a pinata that you beat up and then you get loot out of it.
I mean, I guess I can piece together the concept, but
All D&D monsters.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's Fortnite, so it's random.
They're all so random.
Yeah.
XD.
If you're listening to this and you're confused, Mahogany does thumbnails for our YouTube show.
And she plays Fortnite.
And she plays Fortnite. And we were talking about loot in the main show. I don't know, Jeff, did you listen to that episode?
No, not yet.
No, of course you didn't. Jeff's not on that show, but we were talking about doing a shopping episode in loot. And somebody said something about like how nerds get hard for loot. And this dude busted in. He goes, "That's Jeff. That's Jeff you're talking about, by the way." So we named the episode "Jeff Loves Loot," and I sent him the thumbnail that Mahogany made, and it looks dope. Yeah.
And I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
I never have to watch it.
Yeah, you should still watch it. There was I remember when we all used to game at the Green Dragon, we used to talk about Jeff and your character creation process. And it got so elaborate to where basically you were just surrounded by D&D 3.5 books, and candles were lit, and you were completely naked, and somehow you could float. And character concepts would run through your brain, and the books that you needed would float up from the piles around you and
Basically,
merge.
Doctor Strange for character creation.
Yeah, it's a great visual.
Very occult.
There you
rituals.
go, Franks. Draw that.
Okay.
Yes, draw Jeff naked. You know you want to.
Except for the naked part.
Indian style, just a tasteful nude shot from the back, I think.
a tasteful.
Well, I mean, I could do it from the front, but I just got to figure out how to make it look like he's not on a kickstand as he's floating. It's, it's not just dangling down and touching the ground.
Oh yeah.
So do me from behind, so where I'm looking like I'm wearing from Doctor Strange's coat.
I've got that clip now.
That's gonna be clipped out.
Yeah, do me from behind.
So if you're gonna do that, might as well reach around too.
Oh, I mean, I'm not a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys might. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I would watch that animation where it's just 30 seconds. You walk into the room and the door slams, and then magically all the candles light in a weird, it wouldn't be a pentagram, it would be something more Jeffy.
D20.
There it is.
Yeah. Dodecahedron.
And then you just slowly you were wearing this nice fur bathrobe. And
I can see that.
It just shows it falling to your ankles. And as you sit down in the middle of the lit D20, the bookshelves all float. The books float off and open to certain pages. And they're just swirling around you, and you're like, I need 2 bard levels, but I don't want to miss out on my base attack. And then it's fluttering books to the Book of Nine Swords or whatever.
And all of the books would kind of circle around as he floats, just to hide his junk.
Yeah,
like ion stones.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
You can hide your junk behind an ion stone, Jeff. Come on.
Well, I'm talking about books.
In orbit, they would be in orbit around him.
And not those flimsy little paperbacks they put out towards the end. He's talking full-on hardcover. Hardcore.
Turn it off. I'm sorry.
Grimoires.
God, I remember when I had to actually carry all the books. It was like
my God.
It was like a duffel bag that was like from the military that had full of books. And that thing must have probably weighed about 40 to 50 pounds.
No, I was one of the milk crate people.
I remember when I was going over to Korea for the military, I had my books packed in one of those big army green duffel bags along with like clothes. And the thing was overweight massively. They're like, I'm going to have to pay extra to get this done. I was like, how much? Because I'm not leaving my books behind, damn it.
That's your main source of entertainment.
I heard that a lot from especially like Navy people, because they're out at sea for so long that like RPGs were the go-to, because what else are you gonna do out there? Gay. Just get out to the sea and gay it up a bit.
We're all seamen here.
Yeah, that'll buy me 10 minutes. What am I gonna do with the rest of my 23 hours and 50 minutes?
What am I gonna do during the refractory period?
No.
These are like 19-year-olds.
And you're out there for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually surprised when I was in the military. Almost no matter what base I went to, I always found a group of people that were playing D&D. It was just amazing.
Well, it is the hobby that you don't have to leave for, and is largely free once you made the initial investment.
Yeah, I think that was the big thing, because it's like, when you're in the military, you're only getting paid so much, and it's like, what are we gonna do this weekend? Well, it's either get drunk or play D&D. I ain't got enough money to get drunk, so let's play D&D.
Why not both?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, they didn't have like cheap booze at the base commissary? Is that what it's called?
It's untaxed.
but-
Doesn't mean that it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
no.
cheaper.
I thought it was cheap.
Well, it was cheap enough, but they've saved that during the weekdays when they weren't playing.
Oh.
That was
Why
one
do
of
you
the-
guys always feed me booze whenever we're to go?
Loot.
Of course. Anyways, speaking of loot, you guys were taking.
Have another beer.
I'm out of beer and I'm not going to buy any for a while. I'm trying to lose some weight. But you guys were in Sigil, if I recall, taking some downtime, making
32 days exactly.
32 days exactly.
32 days is exactly what I need.
For you or for everybody?
You didn't hand me anything. I got 32 days for me.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Remember, I wanted the +2 King Rapier and the Griffin Mane quilted cloth armor.
You never sent me anything about that. I got 32 days for 32,000 gold. I had to do. It's 1,000 gold a day that you got to do it in 8 hours. So figure it from there.
Let's see.
Let's just say a little bit more than 32 days and call it.
Tackle a
Only
little
33 days.
So 3 months later,
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We're not doing anything but killing time at this point in our campaign, right? We don't have any pressing world
Well, we can
changing.
take that time and learn more about Sigil and hopefully
That was-
the different portals and ways back.
That was the suggestion I wanted to bring up to the group was like, we're talking about where to go next. I know that the elven gold, whatever, holy sword, we wanted to corrupt that at some point, but who's y'all's boss?
Blackrune.
Yeah.
Lord Blackrone.
Does Lord Blackrune have any foothold in Sigil?
No.
No.
None that you know of.
Hmm.
And he's never mentioned it. And he seems to have his goals firmly pressed there on that one world.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If he doesn't, I mean, this could be a clean break if we just wanted to stop working for that guy.
Now that does pose an interesting opportunity.
But there is, we've got like 2 holds back in that other world that I don't think we'd want to just give up on. The tower and the where my current character comes from is the dragon lair that we cleared out.
The dragon lair, and the underground area that was in the forest.
Oh no, the chasm, the tower in the chasm.
Well, okay, then there's 3 places.
Well, the underground area blew up, and all we have is their mansion.
Well, there was some leftover stuff there.
Yeah, there's probably a big open cavern underneath that we can fix up however we want.
So what I'm saying is there's enough left in that world that holds the stuff. You don't want to just pass it off and go plane jumping. But we're going to be here for what, 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we do a little research, figure out if Blackrune does have a hold here that we don't know about. That's not really what my character's good at doing. What me as a player.
The guy who's good at doing that is occupied making magic. Looks like it's somebody. It looks like you might have to pay for this kind of information.
And I imagine.
Why?
Sorry.
Why? Why? I don't know. There's a question there.
Oh, where's the rest of it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, well, before you get to that question, I got another question. I think there was a number that was given over the week in Discord.
Yeah. I went back and listened to figure out how much adamantine we got, and it was a lot.
700 pounds.
700 pounds of adamantine and 1,200 pounds of the green steel, which is the demonic steel that gives you a +1 enhancement bonus on damage without it being magical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a masterwork that gives you a +1 to damage.
Well, if you masterwork it has +1 to hit and damage.
Correct. So we have that too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I was waiting on that to do the adamantine rapier that I wanted, and then I guess I forgot to tell you that I wanted an adamantine rapier.
Well,
+2 keen.
you have a very valuable commodity with you. Let me do a little calculation here. Does anybody have a calculator up? I can't find anything on this interface.
I mean, you have
pull
a
up a calculator.
computer in front of you.
I know.
If it's a Windows computer, you just push the start menu, go down
There
to
you
where it says.
The start menu is in the middle of the screen. I figured it out. Never mind. I found it.
Oh, you got
You
Windows
got a
11.
phone?
Yeah, I got Windows fucking 11.
Ah.
You got a phone nearby? Because that's what I use.
I use my brain because I'm smarter than y'all. 6
Brain
times 7 is
and
42. Nobody else did that
paper.
shit.
1350. All right. So, in pure value, just like street value of the ore, you have 945,000 gold pieces worth of adamantine.
945,000?
900.
Yes.
45,000.
And that's just the adamant.
And it's
Yes.
just the adamantine. The Batorian green steel is not as valuable.
But there's more of it.
Yes. 500 pounds more.
Well, I only need enough to make 2 pounds into a rapier.
And I mentioned my arrows, my crossbow bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll call that 5 pounds off of that total. And then we just want to sell the rest, or we want to try.
I mean, that's a pretty huge chunk of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to be very careful with that. That puts a target on us.
I'm sure any old shop in town has, I don't know,
Nearly $1 million gold.
nearly $1 million gold to buy this adamantine. There won't possibly be any kind of trials or tribulations with getting rid of nearly $1 million gold worth of fantasy metal.
Well, another part is can you think of anything else that you want to use adamantite for? I did have something across my mind, but because we have, because Bajo has a big floating island, it's not as nearly as important as it used to be. And that would have been a tower, I can't remember what it's called, the tower cube. The Darian's instant tower.
Yeah, that's the one. I think it's just instant tower in the D20 books, but in the D20 Greyhawk shit scrubbed off of it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
It was instant fortress, what it's called.
Yeah, that's it.
And basically it was like a cube the size of a dice, and that you could throw it out there and it would turn into like a full-size crenellated tower that was made out of pure adamantite, and you could use it basically to camp at. That's why most adventurers would take it. They take it to go camp.
I mean, is it a one-time use item?
No, you reuse it over and over again.
Okay.
But now we got a permanent fortress that is a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could always take the adamantine back to Black Room.
No.
Get some bonus points for that.
No, we could store it in the cloud if we want to.
In the cloud.
Definitely not. Definitely
Here you
not
go,
just being
master.
like, yeah.
No, it wouldn't be a here you go, master. It's a hey, here's this commodity that we got for you. How about you come off a chunk of money for it?
So you want to sell it to it for the $1 million gold?
And he's not going to do that.
Not right.
At least I wouldn't do that if I was your boss.
I'd be like, thanks.
Exactly. Thank you for contributing to the war funds.
That's a fair point, y'all. It's a very fair point. I've never really worked for legitimate business owners before. It's always kind of been dictators or warmongers. So, I mean, I never really understood the whole employer-employee social contract thing.
Well, he hasn't minded so much for us, like when we go to clear out an area, because we're clearing out the area and then basically capture that location for him to use for troops and for making bases out of. But when you start talking about this much, welcome to the war funds.
All right, well, maybe we just come up with some sort of distribution plan, and we just start dropping off chunks of adamantine in all the different places that we go, so that we don't draw that much attention to ourselves or get shitted out of, we can't afford to pay you $1 million gold for this large lump sum. We just spread it around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like over time, like I don't think we have to get rid of it all right away. But definitely don't walk around like flashing it. Like, hey, look what we got.
Terrence, you were about to tell us how much the green stone was worth.
Sorry, I got distracted by your.
That's how Jeff demands things. You were about to tell us about the price of this.
I don't demand anything.
I know you don't. Not verbatim.
Hey, that hurts. I am wounded, sir. Not far from the truth, but close.
Oh, that's what I wanted.
For those of you at home, Terrence is still trying to figure out how to use a calculator.
Now I'm looking up an equivalent special material.
Yeah, that was a hard metal to find.
Probably be very. You said it was basically Bator steel.
Victorian green steel, yeah.
Some kind of demon metal.
Mined from the Nine Hells, or sometimes arising spontaneously through a breach in the earth. Let's see. Let's go with 400 a pound. How much was it?
1,200 pounds, right?
Okay. Easy math here. 480,000.
Yo, 480,000 plus the almost $1 million. We could just set ourselves up as like metal barons somewhere, and just start distributing this metal out. Like a. No, that's a lot of fucking bullshit to deal with.
It also doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I mean
like-
by bullshit to deal with.
Early retirement is what
Yeah.
you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
like we just retire.
Well, that is an
We need
option.
A little bit of money. We just
Yeah.
sell a little bit of
Yeah.
something.
Your characters have certainly stumbled your way into like dream-like wealth here. You
Which
can
is
take
why-
this. You can take
know,
the
this-
split and go your ways. Your characters can live comfortably wherever they choose to, on any plane, on anywhere.
Yeah, it's just it's a tyranny of choice right now. I got no idea where else to go. I mean, I don't want to leave you guys behind. You are my dearest, closest friends.
And you've got nothing but problems to go back to.
Terrence, how much did you say that all was total?
The adamantine was 945,000, and the green steel was 480,000.
Okay.
1,425,000 gold pieces worth of metal.
I mean, that's a number too big for my brain to wrap around.
One of you already owns a magic item that is almost incalculable in value.
Near artifact status.
Oh no, definitely artifact status.
Ah.
I mean, do we just want to go kill a god? Is that kind of what we
No,
want to do?
we're rich. We're not like math.
You're still
not
fucking
math
10th level.
Yeah.
We're not idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us.
Yeah.
Now, could you afford an
Some of us.
assassin that might be able to solo a god? Maybe. If you dump it all to it.
That's less fun.
Yeah. Unless our characters now are so rich that they recruit the characters that we make next to go kill the god. What I'm hearing from Terrence is we all need to make 20th level
Assassination.
slaves, god assassins, and then
No, you don't want me to do that.
to pick
I'll
on
come
Jeff
back a
again.
little-
He'll show up with a 21 level character.
Make a level 20 character and I'll come both at level 21. But see, legally, it is
Yeah,
allowed.
I used this magic item thing. I bought it.
I took this feat at first level.
That's right. That's how I did it.
So, well, all right. So we have made good on our Blackrune has made good on his deal to make us wealthy beyond our wildest dreams by serving him. I mean, I never dreamed to have this kind of money. So
And you never will. Attack Jib. Now we split
50%.
this 3 ways.
50% mischance. Let's do this.
Okay.
So
While
I mean,
those two are fighting, like Zarius, let's get out of here.
Yep.
Take the cloud and we're off.
Let's take our money and go.
Never to be seen again.
Live happily ever after on a nice floating artifact cloud.
It is very strange. Like the only other time I've played a game where we had this much wealth, we were like first level or something, and I think Starfinder, and it was obvious that we were going to lose all of it. You know, it's like there's no way the dungeon master Ryan at the time is going to let us keep this much wealth at the start of the game. We all understood that it was part of the adventure hook and we'll lose it. almost all of us understood. There was the one guy that was gaming with us that got legitimately mad. He's like, I had all those plans for that money. I was like, dude, you had to know that there's no way.
Even me, Mr. Greed, would have understood that.
You stole my imaginary money.
Yeah, here you are, first level. Here's enough gold to equip an entire party of 10th level characters.
Well, the first thing I would have thought was in StarCraft, he would have said, there's your money to get you a ship that's like a quarter of the cost of a true ship. Now, now you got to pay rent for the rest of your life to pay it off. That's why
that's what they do in Traveler. You start off with a debt.
And Call of Cthulhu uses credit rating. Like you don't have actual currency count. In a lot of those skill-based games, you have a skill that you roll to determine whether you have enough credit to afford it. Which I kind of like that.
People like having a number in their head.
Yeah, I like having, I like seeing a bank account go cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Jeff loves loot.
People like numbers go up, obviously.
Stonks.
Me like numbers go big, big. Oh.
So I guess the question here is, do we want to, because this is probably a good time if we were going to take a break, and let me say a break, with these characters while they sort their lives out and decide what they really want to do. Would this be a good time to make a secondary campaign of maybe good guys that would be fighting against these guys, trying to find, all the evils that we have done to do the good in the world to try to fight back?
We were a group of farmers in a town that a giant hand ransacked.
I love that concept that we would all be from Handy's Rest. And
it's not the name of the town.
It is now.
It is now. I know it's Trader's Fork, but still, we're all from.
So that was the original town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now the ruins are called Handy's Rest because Valric went back and put up a sign
and rescued Handy from a pit trap that he was in where he murdered some children.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it might be kind of fun to be good for a little while.
Is this the same town where we were doing the just carousing in the tavern? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the werewolves were out, and where I think where Toker's character was trying to where he was going to get assassinated, he kind of turned himself into a woman and tried to seduce the guy.
No, but his MO was to basically turn into women to find out who had the most money at a bar so that he could follow that person home and then murder and rob them. But the person I followed home to murder and rob ended up being part of a werewolf bounty hunter group that tried to murder all of us.
That's where the lady was swining the pretty girls.
Yeah.
All the pretty girls got swined.
Yeah, now you're a pig, bitch.
Yeah. You think you're cute or something?
Now you smell like Funyuns and rotted fruit.
Well, if you guys want to do that, I'm fine with that. That's we could do that.
I mean, I like having these characters. I'm enjoying them, but this is kind of one of those things where it'd be while we're kind of deciding where
we want to deliberate.
Yeah, what's because yeah.
This is a good spot to make a break where we got plenty of time to get used to Sigil. Especially if we decided to go plane hopping, this is the place to go plane hopping from. And because I remember I had I played some adventures back in the day. One of them was called World Serpent Inn.
That was
a
fun.
book of planes adventures, and it was like Sigil shrunk down to a tavern. Every door in the tavern went to another plane. So there was all kinds of stuff that you could go do. And game master was able to take you to all kinds of different places that you normally would not get a chance to go see. So, and I think you were talking about wanting to go attack some good line creatures that we normally wouldn't have a chance to go do.
Yeah, that's something I'd really like to do. That's with an evil campaign is fight that other half of all the monster manuals.
Okay. Well, you can go back to that world, or we could start just to better familiarize yourself with the city and its setting. We could do the low-level heroic adventures here in Sigil, or I could come up with something like a fresh world to be part of, or whatever. What would you rather do?
Well, for this campaign, I think it'd be kind of cool to use Sigil kind of as a base, and we could have some adventures here in Sigil, because the power level here in Sigil is closer to our power level of our characters now.
All right.
Things that you meet just walking through town, you can see demons and devils and angels and stuff walking around this town.
Yes.
And the Lady of Pain is what actually keeps the law, per se. She keeps everybody from just attacking each other on sight. Everybody knows better. I mean, if she still allows some attacks and stuff, but
there's plenty of fighting in the streets,
yes.
But like her main focus is the big picture shit. No invading armies, no gods,
right?
No gods. That is her hard rule.
So I mean,
Cannot
I think of this as like a multi Stargate, where you had all, Stargate went all to the different worlds and stuff. This is Sigil. Every door can go to some place. Or even little cracks in walls could take you to another place. So, I mean, parents can come up with all kinds of adventure hooks from this location. I mean, just is kind of almost endless.
Now that you said no gods, that makes me wonder, is that why the outsider could not join me here? Was he actually
he threw his hands up like he didn't know?
Yeah, no, he wanted to kill Jeb. That's what it was.
More so, it's just that connection is slightly broken. That direct connection.
Yeah, you're on another plane. You're so far removed from where you're from. Like, even magic cannot bridge it for the most part.
So you're talking about doing adventures from Sigil with our current evil characters.
I'm saying that this could be done. I mean, not necessarily right this second, but
no.
We can always come back to this, and that's where we'd run from. I mean, we can do like 3 or 4 good missions and stuff, enjoy ourselves, and then maybe Terrence is like, all right, I've got a good campaign hook for the evil campaign. Y'all want to jump back into that? And then we jump back in for, a good couple missions there. And then, for a hook, and then we can come back to the good campaign. So he can basically rotate between the two while he's kind of coming up with ideas for each group. I mean, that's up to Terrence though.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. But I was asking you, where would you prefer the break thing to happen? Here in Sigil, or back in your other home world? Like, you can go on. There's plenty of low level things you can do, or lower level things you can do as good guys here in Sigil, or back home, wherever you would prefer.
I think we start off back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the idea of us playing against ourselves, like trying to hunt ourselves down.
And the other good part of that is that lets you further let us explore your world.
Mm-hmm. You've already built the world
that you've already got, and let us actually explore it from a good point of view.
Okay. Well, all right. I was only building this world out from where, I was only building this world out from where you're from, where you go. So basically, the valley is all I really have, and a couple of ancillary countries. But
the valley was where we want to be anyway, because we're trying to be the antithesis of our current evil party.
Alrighty. Well then,
are we all in agreement that that's what we want to do?
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea of us recording this.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll be
me
honest
too.
with you. I love my character, but every so often I'd like to play something else instead of like killing this character off, so I can go play something else, like certain other people. I think I will would just like to have another game that we can kind of rotate back and forth with, so I can actually enjoy.
Was that a jab at
another
me?
concept? No,
Yes, it was.
no one at all.
It was a jab at me, and
No,
it's not because I
wouldn't-
wanted that.
I wouldn't dare jab anybody in our group.
I feel like you jabbed me a little. Look, I retired.
Felt jabbed.
I
You felt
retired
jabbed.
Valve
How about you?
for Terrence's sake, because we were debuffing all of his monsters to the point where it was no fun. But I tell you what, I shouldn't have.
I never
Yeah,
told
because
you
like
you had
right
to.
after that,
No,
after that.
I did it for the. I play these games for a few reasons, but mainly it's because I really enjoy tactical combat type video games and always
Yeah,
have.
they're easy to break. These games are very easy to break.
Yeah, and you can't. They're easy to break, but so I want the combats to be fun, even if it means I'm playing a character that's not optimized. You know, because I don't want it to be the same. I show up and it's gone. That's why I play games like Elden Ring. I don't want to be able to make a guy that can just go in and one shot a boss. Doesn't feel fun to me. Jeff, on the other hand, loves doing that. So I feel like
that's
us
not necessarily
together,
true.
we meet in the middle.
Yeah, that's not necessarily true. I believe that whatever you build should not be. You shouldn't be just grabbing the best things you possibly can and slapping them together with some kind of Frankenstein monster thing that would not exist. But I do believe.
You guys literally carried around a Frankenstein monster in a bag.
I know.
Like
Hush.
5 levels.
Yeah,
Hush.
and we still
Miss
almost
you every
died.
day, goalie.
Yeah,
Miss you every day.
pour one out for my goalie.
but my belief is every character that you build should have a good story and background to it, and then you build within it. Make a good character. I mean, I've seen people that made wonderful backstories, wonderful characters that were for role playing. Horrible at actually doing anything in the game.
Oh, he's talking about me.
No. I'm talking about Pathfinder Society when I went to go to some other gaming conventions. I ran into people that like, oh, my character could do blah blah, and they were great. They might be great at skills, diplomacy and stuff. But when we actually went into combat, they couldn't do nothing. And I'm like, why are you here?
I don't think Jeff was there, but were you? Because I know Terrence wasn't. I know the rest of y'all weren't. But I can't remember if Jeff was there or not for the Giant Slayer when Homegirl made the pacifist farmer for the Giant Slayer module.
Oh no, I wasn't there for that. I would have had a stroke.
It's just like combat happens. She was like, I don't do combat. And we're like, this is a whole book that's based off a town that's getting ransacked by orcs and giants. Like, what do you do then? I'm a farm.
Yeah, it's called Monster Slayer.
No.
It says an Animal Crossing.
He healed some.
Actually, I'm fine with that if she's doing like a lot of debuffing and healing and keeping everybody alive and stuff. But most of those people that do that kind of stuff are not like that.
Yeah, not involved. I want to be the people that run off the screen the first 2 seconds of the movie. Oh, okay.
Godzilla.
Cool. It was fun playing with you. See you in 3 years when we start our next campaign and you have to run out the room.
So if everybody's in agreement to this, what kind of character concept are you looking at for doing with a good campaign?
Well, first off, Terrence, what level would you want us to start at?
What would you guys rather do? 3 or 5?
I would like 3. Well, of course I'd love 5, but I think
3's a nice
start.
starting.
3.
Yeah.
3's a good starting point.
All right, 3 it is.
I agree. 3 is the best.
How many build points you guys want to do? The full heroic or just the 20?
Well, we're 25,
Standard
aren't we?
heroic.
With our evil guys?
Yeah,
I'd like to be full
Yeah, 25.
with these.
that's fine.
Yeah, I was just
I will
double
tell
checking.
you
We
what-
did do Epic Fantasy 25. Yeah.
I will tell you what I would like to do. I would like to do a gunslinger alchemist.
Okay.
Is what I'm looking at building.
As long as I'm not running the game. Oh, that one that Will ran. God, that got on my nerves. I mean, it's a great character concept and shit, but it was just like, I hit touch AC and it gets hit with a bullet and a bomb. And I was just like, son of a bitch.
Or a bomblet, as there
Yeah.
sometimes.
A bomblet. Yeah, they're nasty damage outputters. So there's that.
Yeah. Now, if you are an alchemist gunslinger, the only thing that you are missing out on by using your bombs as bullets is the splash damage. You don't get that. The
Yeah, who
discovery
cares?
that you have to take to put your bombs on a bullet.
Yeah, but I don't have to put my bombs on a bullet.
Yeah, you can still throw them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a dope class.
Well, Mahogany hasn't played much Pathfinder compared to the rest of us. Do you have an idea for a character for anybody else says anything?
I mean, outside of the fact that it's going to be one of those tavern girls who's very anti-Tiffany,
Okay.
that's pretty much all I got.
You could also be somebody traveling through the town.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, okay.
that's
You're
not
somebody
what
who
I'm-
got Piglet that night.
Mhm.
You're a pig-faced paladin girl? Or
Not anymore.
Well, she recovered
But-
from it.
So what happened was, I got turned pig, and the guy who was my betrothed decided, I don't know how I feel about you anymore. And before we could reconcile, he was ripped apart by a giant hand. And now that I'm back to my normal self, I just don't.
Revenge.
Yeah, like I feel like I need to to get revenge on Tiffany and her friends from that night.
And to right the wrongs that have been wrought upon this world.
And your little
Mhm.
friends too.
But
Put
any
it right.
idea of like what kind of class you might want to play?
What did I just say? I don't know.
I know she had said one point, I think Bard at one point a couple of weeks ago or something. But I mean, yeah, you got all kind of options.
Yeah, you were interested
Yeah.
in Monk too, but you got a backup Monk for the other campaign.
Yeah. That's why I say I don't know.
All right. How about you, Frakes? What are you looking at on the Frakes?
I have been not thinking about this at all.
Good.
So I'm either just think off the top of my head, either a monk, but I've played monk a lot. You know what I've never played? Inquisitor.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Another inquisitor that doesn't inquisit.
Why are you lumping me in with Kevin?
I'm
I'm
lumping, you
just
in,
kidding.
I'm lumping you in with everybody that's played an inquisitor so far.
I'm a very role play focused guy. I would love to inquisit.
Sure.
But what kind of Inquisitor?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now.
I don't
Because
know.
there's a shitload.
Thinking maybe paladin.
That's
Mm.
cool.
Ooh.
I'd like to have one of those in a game once.
Hey, I've
Or any
played
base
Paladin.
class. Yeah. Okay.
Paladin,
I
actually,
legit played a straight up Paladin and forgot that they were fearless several times and ran when the rest of the party ran and then went, oh yeah, I'm fearless. And then I turn around and go back to fight the thing. I love playing Paladin.
yeah, Paladin's actually pretty cool, Maho. I think you might actually like it.
The problem with the games we used to run with Paladin is that they were lawful good. And the party would always want to venture into those gray areas.
Neutral, chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
I'm not evil.
3.5 had I had to take the gray, was it Gray Guard?
Yeah.
Just so that I could fit in with the rest of the party. Yeah, I love Paladin. I think Mahogany would play a great Paladin.
I think she would too.
Now,
What Saunders should have been.
yeah, I think Sonder would be a good paladin. Like she's got the mindset for it.
Yeah, like if I had known exactly what a paladin was when I built her, then she would have been a paladin. But I wasn't aware until it was too late.
No. Everybody's first character is never optimized.
Okay, I'll shut
Oh,
up.
you shut up. Never trying to make you feel better. You know what? Go fuck yourself.
I'll stop.
Now, I kind of played Jeb as if he were a swashbuckler, but I had thought about the mechanics of swashbuckling. That seems fun.
Well, just to let you know, I will be taking trap finding.
Okay.
All right.
So we got our rogue and we got our tank. And if you're going to play it Inquisitor, you could be the face.
Well, it's also a rogue character too. I thought it's a rogue class.
That's an investigator.
Oh.
I thought it was like rogue and something.
That's
You're doing Inquisitor? That's a rogue cleric.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm debating. I'm up in the air. I don't know. Actually,
They're
parent
cool.
classes
They're
of
pretty cool.
investigator are alchemist and rogue.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What a
okay.
cluster.
Are you doing Inquisitor or Investigator? Because Inquisitor is the cleric thief, which are almost like a paladin thief. 'Cause they can do Bane and stuff like Smite. It's very similar to that.
I
They're
really
very
have
cool,
no idea.
and they got good skills for that kind of stuff. If you're doing Inquisitor, pretty much you're doing a rogue alchemist, which is
You mean
kind of what.
investigator. Inquisitor is the one with the. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go ahead and nail down. I'm gonna start with Inquisitor, and see what kind of archetypes they have.
What about you, Toker?
Not paladin now.
Right?
We'll have a subpar paladin for the party, I guess.
Hank and good Hank.
So the nice thing is, so far, all three classes that have been chosen can actually heal themselves.
Yeah. And see, normally with a good campaign, I look at cleric like the bass player. Normally nobody wants to be the cleric, but they always want one in the party. So I normally play like a Healy type, but it's like paladins can heal and alchemists can heal and inquisitors can heal. So I feel like that's covered. So maybe I don't need to worry about that.
You arcane power.
I mean, you know, wizards are always dope. Bring back old Grapple Cadabra. Yeah, dwarf. I don't know. I thought because the dwarf was straight up like grapple wizard with all the earth magics. It's like I was thinking about at one point playing a wizard that's like, you know, one of the other like main elements, doing an elemental wizard for like, you know, water or air or something, because everybody loves fireball and shit. So just that feels kind of played out to me.
You also have Druid.
Yeah, I like Druid a lot too, and there's a lot of ways to go with Druid. With
Actually, there's a badass Druid. It's called the Goliath Druid that lets you turn into a giant.
No,
Big, McLarge, huge.
if I was gonna do that, I'd just go straight barbarian.
Well, when I was looking at it, I was going to look at one level barbarian with Druid.
Of course you were, Jeff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I refuse to play monk. I always like, maybe I should play a monk. I don't care about monks at all. I like being able to grab different weapons and shit. I don't like being restricted on armors. Monks are always lighter on what loot they can get.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that.
That's
real specific. Yeah,
that's never a class that I've been super into.
Because Toker loves loot.
I do enjoy the loot. I
Like
don't
the string
know.
instrument or the gold?
I don't like being restricted on, like, when everybody's like, oh, look, a +1 magic sword. Well, I can't get it because I'm a monk.
The fun
All
thing
right.
is that you guys are, since you have the bases covered, we've got healing, we've got a tank, we've got trap finding, and a tired mahogany. Please don't yell into the mic. Bard's always an option too. I do like bards, mainly because most people hate bards.
Mhm.
So I think I'm between druid and bard.
Every time I've played a bard, I've felt fucking useless.
I mean, that's because you don't play them right.
Well,
Maybe that may as well true, but
Yeah.
From my when I was in Pathfinder Society, one of my characters was a bard druid. So I took one level of bard, and I know y'all hate doing that kind of stuff. I took one level of bard and went up druid the rest of the way. And it was actually amazingly fun because either in early levels I could still sing and give everybody a bonus.
Mhm.
But later on, I was able to sling spells out there and turn into elementals and stuff like that. So I always had something to fall back on. You know, I always had the bardic song that I could do. So there was a lot of cool things with that.
Yeah, the bard that I played was last time I played a bard was 3.5, and we were running Ravenloft, so I felt exceptionally useless, except for at certain moments it really shined. But it was a prestige class I got to go into later called Seeker of the Song, which was dope. When I hit that prestige, I felt like it finally had paid off.
the one that actually gave you some attack songs.
Yeah, because I could sing a song of fire, and everybody in the party would have fire resistance, but then I could end the song to basically do a fireball.
Let's all just take one level of bard and we'll start off at level 4. That way we can be a traveling band.
The Beat Alls.
It
Oh, wait,
goes
no.
around.
That's from that's Powerpuff Girls, isn't it?
Yeah.
I actually thought that would be kind of fun to play an all bard group or a bard mixed group.
Well, you don't have to actually
Bard.
have to be bard. You could just take one of your background skills as perform whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that does all the same stuff that bard does.
No, it doesn't do all the same stuff bard does, but it does let you be a band.
What it does is it lets you, like if someone like me where I'm doing Gunslinger Alchemist, it doesn't hamstring you with having to take 3 classes now. Which sometimes I don't see it as a hamstring so much. But in this case, yes, I would.
I don't know.
When you do that, like, you don't take bard as your first level, right? It would be
Well,
like
actually,
if
it
you're
doesn't
just,
matter.
It doesn't matter?
No, it really doesn't matter. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Usually I try to take the like if there's any kind of feats that I really want that are based off of a class. So like if I need a class a feat that's going to requires a +1 attack bonus for you to even take it, then you might as well take it at first level. Or if I'm, like a barbarian where I want to have those 12 full hit points. Basically it's just one of those things where I figure out what feats I'm trying to get and what are the requirements, and the class I'm wanting at first level, let me get the feats that I'm needing.
We're getting some deep cuts into Jeff's process here.
Mm-hmm. The books are floating.
Why, yes, they are. That's why y'all cannot see me right now.
Yes, Dick's out.
Dick's out for character creation.
Oh my god, there's so many archetypes for druid.
There are.
Yeah, there's a lot for Inquisitor too.
Yeah, the druid one is more so, do you want to be more of a spellcasting druid, or do you want to be more of a melee type druid? There's a spellcasting druid that gives you like illusion spells or charm spells. But it turns your base attack into a +1, just like a magic user caster.
Nobody's picking vigilante. Nobody wants to be Batman. It's upsetting.
Yeah, that's because it's a stupid concept.
Actually, I think I might play a vigilante next time I get to make a character, because there is one I kind of like.
The
But it,
whole
like-
secret identity part is just so dumb to me.
Oh, I never hardly do the secret identity shit. Like the warlock, the warlock subclass for it, I quite like because it gives magic arrows. Yeah.
Now so what did you decide on, Toker?
He's still
Yeah.
looking.
I'm going through the archetypes to see if something pops out at me, but I'm probably going to go druid.
Are you going to go with the animal companion, or are you going to go where you lose the animal companion and gain a domain?
Yeah, I don't know.
Now that has us at kind of a lack of arcane.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. Is there an arcane druid? Probably.
Well, like I said, there was a druid. There's a druid that's got like fey connections, and they get a lot of the charm spells. Like I said, it turns you into a +1, almost like a regular mage spellcaster. But you would get your animal companion instead of a familiar.
Yeah, or elemental ally, which sounds fun.
Right.
First level, an elemental ally has 4 elemental eons she can summon, 1 each for each elements of air, earth, fire, and water.
I saw that one, but there's something about it I didn't like.
It replaces nature's bond and wild shape.
That's probably the part.
That's the part. Wild shape.
Now, you mentioning summoning made me think of the actual summoner class, and I played with a guy who his build as a summoner was a healer, and he would summon positive energy elementals, and that was how he would heal. He would just direct them to stay with people and just constantly bathe them with positive energy. It's a pretty solid build. I mean, nobody died.
Nobody died.
Like, nobody went below half hit points. Hardly ever.
Oh, I'm sure that was very irritating.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning towards druid though, for sure. Yeah.
All right, we've got it nailed down almost.
Does my god have to be lawful good if I'm a paladin?
I
You
would
have to be
prefer you
one-
play a
one
good
step.
character, but yeah, he's like one of the good gods. It doesn't have to be a lawful good god. It could be a neutral good god, a good god.
It could also be lawful.
So no. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be a lawful neutral god.
But in this game, paladins have to be lawful good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting this isn't 5th ed.
Yeah, or 2nd edition.
Yeah, where they had the variation archetypes for each alignment.
I feel like if you scroll down on that website, there's probably a variation for each alignment somewhere in that goddamn subclass list.
What?
Like, let me go look at Paladin real quick.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at that recently.
Archetypes, I mean, not subclasses.
No, yeah, you're talking about archetypes.
What the town that we'll be coming from? That
God,
was
there's a shit ton of fucking Paladin.
yeah.
Where do you?
The D20 PFSRD website.
The archetypes near the bottom.
Yeah, you scroll all the way down till you see like a big graph that has the
Where do
archetype.
you archetypes in Hero Lab?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Oh,
You have to pick your first level, and then you can add a new archetype at the bottom and scroll through it.
Oh, okay, I see.
and just be honest, what I normally do mahogany is I actually go to the B20 PFSRD site, look at the class, go through the archetypes there before I actually go into Hero Lab, because Hero Lab is kind of hard sometimes to see all the
Bells and
all the
whistles.
benefits. Yeah.
Ooh, holy gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, a gunslinger paladin.
Literal paladin from the TV show.
Yeah.
Paladin. Which is a show that's way out of my age bracket.
Oh, there's that.
Let's see, I see gray paladin for paladins that are older.
I got your joke. I didn't laugh, but I got it.
I didn't laugh.
Hmm.
Various oaths. Pearl Seeker. What the fuck is that?
Ooh. Well,
I know what this is. This is like an aquatic paladin that they wouldn't let themselves call Holy Diver.
Holy diver!
out of respect for Dio, they decided not to, and I appreciate that.
You know, I think I'm just going to go with a straight up Inquisitor, no archetype.
You know which archetype Kevin used? Is there like a not never asking questions and hitting shit with a hammer type archetype?
So the only thing I'm seeing is the gray.
What does this do?
Shit, would Caden Colleen have Inquisitors? It seems a bit too harsh.
Well, you gotta remember now, an Inquisitor
just
doesn't necessarily just have to go after. It can like be going after monsters that your god doesn't like, or different things. You basically choose your god's enemies, and that's who you're going after.
So teetotalers, anti-gambling advocates.
Yes, exactly.
If I go with
go ahead.
If I go with the Goliath druid, I could just summon dinosaurs, which that sounds kind of fun.
Yes,
I am Jurassic Park.
The whole park.
Yeah, the whole park.
Honestly, the Goliath druid's kind of cool. That's what I was looking at.
And what would be fun for our listeners is me trying to enunciate these dinosaur names.
The names.
Compsognathus.
Right. I was very appreciative of the Eberron campaign setting of just giving them nicknames.
Ooh, Velociraptor. I know that one.
Can we pick any deity?
Any deity that isn't fucking evil would be nice.
No. I mean, like from any pantheon.
If you worship, you have to worship with, like, if you are a worshiper that gets divine spells, you have to be within one step of the alignment of the god.
Which one do you want to worship?
I don't know. There's just a whole lot of pantheons that have a whole bunch of different deities. So it's like, do I want to go with the dwarven, the elven?
I was going for the standard Pathfinder pantheon for this region of the world.
Okay, and that would be from Zon-Kuthon to Abadar?
Sure, whatever the ones that are in the book.
4 deities. Gotcha.
But that does include race-specific deities for dwarves, elves, halflings, etc.
Does your favored weapon actually come into play?
Oh, the god's favorite weapon?
Yeah.
For some, yes. Inquisitors are proficient with their god's favorite weapon.
So are paladins. So if you pick a weapon, if your god has a weapon that you're not proficient with, you will be proficient with that weapon.
Mm-hmm. Is that
like
paladins
unarmed combat?
There's also a archetype called Tempered Champion that specializes in the deity's favorite weapon. So you get a bunch of fighter feats specifically for that kind of weapon.
It's like, I like Aristil as the god for this person, but I don't care for bowing, long bowing.
Actually,
But-
good.
Actually, and you'd already get that anyway as a paladin, as longbow.
Mm-hmm.
They get all martial weapons, so.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be like an archer paladin?
No,
Oh.
that's what I'm saying. Is like, I'm not really trying to do
Yeah.
archery. So if that would like make it so that's what I have to do, or else lose a bunch of shit, then that would not be the god
Absolutely
that
And I would not take Tempered Champion, because Tempered Champion, you lose your spell casting.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do any archetype. I don't think I know enough about the class to do an archetype.
All right.
That's where I'm at too. I don't know enough.
Paladin has a shit ton to offer right on its own, and a lot of it's
Yeah.
really great. They're really great healers. If you put a little effort into that, and
Yeah, the
they're solid fighters.
only thing that looks like when I'm looking at the archetypes that are available for me to add in Hero Lab, Witch Hunter jumps out at me, but the first thing that says abilities replace channel positive energy, which makes that a no.
Ooh.
No, probably not.
There's like the idea of her being a witch hunter because
There's nothing stopping you from still being a witch hunter. It's just
Mhm.
you're not that archetype.
yeah.
There's like a really good feat for it, but what is the one that lets you
Disrupt.
always? Yeah, the one disrupt spell casting. It's really good.
Ooh,
And of course, step up. Fuck. Which I hate.
step up is an awesome feat for a player.
Step up and then step up and strike.
If somebody's like making a 5-foot step so they can cast a spell out of your range, you can go, nope, follow them right with them.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad, so sad.
It seems like every time I end up with that feat, though, it's like I get to use it once. Maybe one more time if the DM forgets.
Almost like the game master magically knows all your abilities.
You know, I don't appreciate your gross accusations, Jeff. I don't remember shit about any of your characters, and you should be well aware of it by now.
I want to say
Well,
Toker's the
I
DM
kinda
that did it to me.
What did I do?
Remembered about step up and just never made it so I could use it again after the first time.
Here, let me clarify. You did her wrong. You did her real wrong.
I completely forgot that you had step up. Do you still have it?
No, I'm talking about on some character from a game that we're not playing anymore.
Oh, well then, whatever. Me. Halcyon Druid? Is that what you were talking about, Jeff?
No, the only one I was talking about was the Goliath Druid.
I think I'm gonna play Halcyon Druid.
Okay.
That
Does
covers
anybody-
Arcane
Oh,
at level
nice.
4.
Nice. Does anybody know what the Imperial Lords are?
They are like angels. They're not gods per se, but they're like high level angels that are nearly about as powerful as gods.
Yeah, like Michael and Gabriel, those
Right.
archangel types.
Because I could be a god of them, or I could be a inquisitor of them.
I mean, you could be an inquisitor of anything. You can make up a saint and say you're the inquisitor of it.
Technically, you can be even an inquisitor of an ideal.
It's true.
Yeah, there is a deity-less
Excuse me.
philosophies. That is kind of a fun idea.
Oh, good. We're gonna have an inquisitor of stoicism. Hooray!
Yeah, that's who you want as your face.
Inquisitor of happiness.
How
You
about
will be happy.
Epicureanism?
Is
Does that
that
have to
food?
do with food? Yeah.
Kinda. It's mostly about like living temperately and living your best life without doing yourself damage or others. Anyway, it just happens to be down through years. It is mostly associated with food now.
I
there
don't
is an-
like only getting 3 skill points.
Yeah. Well, depends on. Yeah, are you being a human or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that what was in that town?
Yeah,
That's
human, halfling, dwarf, all the base races.
There is
But yeah, but don't forget to click on your background skills too, so you get a little bit extra.
I think I might go with Shaylin.
Shayla.
I don't know that one.
Nice.
She is the goddess of beauty and luck, I believe. Art, beauty, love, and music. Neutral good. Yeah.
You're a really aggressive art critic.
What do those brushstrokes mean to you?
Between Ilmide or Aristil. And I like Aristil because that just seems like the stuff. Got a family farming, hunting, and trade. That just seems like the kind of stuff that a small town girl would be. It would be like what she was all about. She was like about to get married and have her own family and blah blah blah, and then it all kind of fell apart. So she's fighting for other people's families and for them to just have nice simple lives if that's what they choose.
So she was a good girl, loved her mama.
She loved Jesus and America too.
Ay.
Oh, jeez.
So I feel like my personal stuff makes me think, ugh, when I think of an actual paladin.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, just like bring it down 7,000 notches, please. But
I mean, you can be cool about it. You don't have to be, aggressive in your evangelism.
All right, Joker. There's a druid class called Face Speaker.
Yeah.
supposed to talking out of your ass.
Did you say face or fey?
Fey Speaker.
Oh, okay. I heard face speaker.
Face peeker. Peekaboo.
All right, I'm gonna play an android inquisitor. I'm just kidding.
Damn it, you.
So you said just the base races, like half orc, halfling, half human, gnome, dwarf, elf.
Run it by me, but nothing like super monstrous, please.
Oh, I wasn't thinking super monstrous. I was thinking like ASMR. Or
Get real tired of ASMRs, but all right, sure.
what's the
What is that?
Venera?
The monkey people?
Yeah. That tickled you a little bit.
It did. It's just the look on his face when he said it. It was the just ugh. Ugh. Here's your Napoleon ice cream.
Yeah. I feel like base races make sense.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go half elf. I can't just be a human.
Even though human has mechanical advantage in many cases. If you're an optimizer.
Yeah, Jeff, I was looking at Face Speaker, but I like the one I picked better.
Okay.
What did you pick better?
I picked that Hyclonian druid. So the Hyclonian druid, or Halcyon druid.
Probably that.
Yeah, that sounds better. I've get a bonded mask, which is like a wizard's bonded item.
Mm-hmm.
Lets me cast additional spells per day. I add all knowledge checks to my class skills, and diplomacy, and I can add half my level to diplomacy and knowledge skills. I can add half my class level to diplomacy and knowledge local checks. I gave up nature bond and wild empathy so far. I can spontaneously cast all spells from the good cleric domain, which you looked at, and it's like protection from evil and things like that, which will probably come in handy. But where it really kicks off for me is at 4th level. At 4th level and every 2 levels thereafter, the Halcyon Druid chooses 2 spells from the Wizard Sorcerer list and adds them to her Druid spell list. The chosen spell must be at least 1 level lower than the highest level spell she can currently cast. So I get to add, any arcane spell.
Magic missile.
Yeah, and I like the options there, and I've got the knowledges to go with it. I kind of like the idea. Druids of the Halcyon Circle embrace the teachings of old mage Jetembe. I don't know who that is. Basically, these druids are peacekeepers, mediating between people and nature, people in the spirit world, and different groups of people. Yet, will necessarily use their magic to fight enemies of peace, especially demons and demon cultists. So I'm thinking maybe my character has shown up at the has been sitting here aftermath of what happened, because there was werewolf fights and a undead giant hand raised the city. So maybe my character was sitting here to help the city itself, and then to try and track down whoever caused this.
That was my thought for my Inquisitor as well.
Well, maybe we could be traveling together. Maybe me and you already know each other.
Well, if I'm a half elf, what race are you?
I haven't chosen yet, but I was thinking probably one of the small races, like either gnome or halfling or something.
So we could have either met on the way, or you're somebody that I knew. Or I could just be a straight up elf.
I can't play a kitsune.
I guess.
Why kitsune, Jeff? You get an extra level from it?
Oh,
Does it come with a powerful magic item, maybe?
nope.
Are you 900 years old and have 9 tails?
Nope.
Do you want to turn into an animal?
Yes.
Is it to meet the qualifications for some sort of other thing?
No.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Actually, it's more so to kind of play up the rogue aspects.
Actually, you know what? I might play a dwarf. Dwarf druids are dope.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'll be an elf. You be a dwarf.
Now that I got permission for me to be a kitsune.
Kitsune.
Kitsune. What if I changed it from a kitsune into, instead of a fox person, as a cat person?
And just play a cat folk.
No. And there's a specific reason why I want to play kitsune.
He wants to turn into a small animal.
Yeah. So instead of a fox, it'd be a cat.
Kitsune.
So Neko wafer kitsune yokai.
Kitsune.
Thank you. It's gonna
Yes.
drive me insane.
Neko yokai would be what the spirit would be. It's a Neko yokai.
I don't know. I'm not Japanese.
Neither am I, but I consume a lot of Japanese media.
You watch a lot of anime. We know.
Mhm.
Like, I'm studying the language, and if you're going to say it right. Thanks.
Now, I will say that this past weekend, yesterday, I watched something that wasn't anime for the first time in a long time, and I'm happy with it. It's kind of nice.
He's speaking of English.
Was it about super fascists?
Yes, it was.
The boys.
The boy.
I mean, if you're going to watch something about fascists, you might as well watch the super ones.
Yeah, I watched C-SPAN. Boom.
Is the season over, or is there like another episode?
I think that was it. I think they only do 8 episodes per season.
It felt kind of like the end, but then also,
Like setting up for the next season.
yeah, like I just don't look at episode. Like I don't look at the number. I don't know what episode number it was. I just know, oh, there's a new one. Excuse me.
Dog cry. Anyway. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm torn. I haven't played a straight up elf in a long time. But they kind of suck for my build.
Then don't use it.
Yeah. I'll go half elf.
Thought we were all gonna be from the town.
We are.
You guys were talking about, oh, maybe we met on the road.
Oh, well, I mean,
Oh, you don't necessarily have to be from the town. You could have been in the town when all this happened.
or you were sent to the town to figure out what had happened. And
So literally not from the town. Is what
Yeah, no, I forgot about that. I'd rather be from the town. Or maybe my God sent me here to help defend the town, but I failed at it.
Failure.
Like, you know,
You were drinking that night? What?
maybe.
Oh, okay.
Like I'd been here for like a year and kind of was like losing faith. I'm like, well, I was sent here, and the night I decided to not be as vigilant as I normally was, I tied one on, and that's the night the hand showed up and I get knocked unconscious and it murders the rest of the town. I kind of like that.
Ooh, that's a dark backstory. I like it. That's angst. That's some built-in angst.
Got some built-in angst in there. I like that.
A redemption arc now.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
And I will be the town law keeper as the Inquisitor. You know, if this was like a no, that doesn't make any sense. If this is a trading town, they would mostly worship Abadar. Why would an Inquisitor be in this town?
Who said about Abadar?
They're a trade god.
They're not the only one.
No, but I mean that's like their main forte is trade.
Which god did you say you're doing?
Shaylin.
Oh yeah, so am I.
Oh, there you go.
So that's how you and I know each other, is from the church.
Mhm.
And maybe they have an Inquisitor out here running the Church of Shaylin because it is such. Well, no, this is a pretty safe place until we came through.
Let's see.
I like the idea. I've been in town for a year that I was getting visions from Shaylin that this town would need protection, and towards the, a few nights before Handy destroys it, I kind of lose a bit of faith, and that night I'm getting really drunk in the bar, so I don't notice women being turned to pigs. A werewolf fights just outside of town.
These bear goggles aren't working. Another.
A fucking hand shows up and destroys the town. I get knocked unconscious. I wake up the next morning to basically have been just completely failed in my mission.
Yeah, half the girls here are pigs, the other half are dogs. Because of the werewolves. Never mind.
Yeah, I got you. I'm with you.
I know you guys are really engrossed in your character building. Even my lamest jokes can't make you laugh. That's my theory of comedy. Once a joke falls so far below lame, it becomes funny again.
Mm. Now, the only reason I picked Shaylin was because of the what was it?
I'm picturing like paladins and like warriors of Shaylin, like tuxedo mask types.
Well, it was the only one that popped up when I typed in Agathoians?
Huh?
Agathians. Agathians are a race of celestials with animal characteristics native to Nirvana. And it says that that's what a lot of the druids from my archetype kind of emulate with their mask. So I was doing a little research on that because I don't know much about it. So I was thinking I'd be a druid had maybe been approached. Maybe I don't worship Shaylin necessarily, but maybe one of these Agathians had bonded to my subconscious and has been trying to lead me in ways to help keep peace in the world.
That sounds fine.
They're extra planar good creatures. They're like animal angels.
Oh, they're animal spirits. Spirit animals.
Well, they're Agathians, asshole. I didn't learn to say that. To just call them animal spirits.
Trying to wrap my
But
brain
basically,
around
yeah, they're animal spirits.
So, yeah, I'm trying to wrap my mind around an Inquisitor and the town in general that we're from. Is this a large enough town to need a policing force?
Generally, it has like some town guards, but a lot of their time is occupied doing like the normal town guard stuff, in addition to settling disputes between like traders and things like that. They might need someone, say, to verify the authenticity of something, or maybe help negotiate contracts, or like you might get hired on to find out if someone's lying about merchandise and things like that. And this is a very trade-oriented town.
And it is kind of in the wilderness too, right?
It's on a major trade route. It's basically the first stop after a very long stretch to the wilderness that any actual like goods change hands.
So I could also just be someone who's there, set up in the town as a monster hunter or a
You might have been hired to verify the authenticity of a piece of artwork. Who knows if you're still going with Shaylin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sticking with Shaylin.
All right. Yeah, you could be there on a holy mission. You knew that there was a great romance that was going to begin here, and that would inspire an entire region. And kind of almost whizzed that down your leg.
Yeah. And nobody knew that it was between a necromancer and his giant crawling hand.
Well, no, that wasn't what I was talking about at all, but all right.
I'll be right back.
All right. What were you talking about?
Oh,
the paladin and the farm girl who got swine.
Yes.
One of the farm girls who got swine. I forgot about that.
All right, so we've got a dwarf druid. We've got human paladin. A cat, Kitson. What's he playing? Alchemist gunslinger.
Yep.
And
It's Jeff.
It's Jeff.
I just roll my eyes and roll with it.
And you went Inquisitor.
He went to smoke.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm thinking. Go ahead.
I was trying to answer you, and I thought, never mind.
Oh, well, okay then.
I just lost track of thoughts.
Are you going Inquisitor? He asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inquisitor
Well,
Shaylin.
maybe we call it here while Jeff is gone.
That's fine. We weren't really getting a lot of entertaining conversation out.
I want a cigarette too. I think it's interesting. We've seen a combat a campaign be put on hold, and let's discuss what the next step is. And we've got a plan going forward, and we've got a party composition built.
I think that's good. I like character creation conversations in podcasts.
Yeah, but everybody was conversing, really.
Yeah, well,
Cut those parts out.
the dead air, that'll all vanish.
Parts out.
Just give me all the work. I just listen to these. I tell Adobe to pull out all the dead air, and then I add music, and then I listen to it while I play video games. And if something pops up that I go, ooh, that didn't sound right, then I pause my game and I go back and fix it. Unfortunately, I'm playing Elden Ring now. You can't pause that, so I have to try to remember through the boss fight what it was that I wanted to fix in the show. And then sometimes I finish the boss fight and I forget what it was I was supposed to fix. It just stays in there.
You can't pause? Like to go pee?
No.
Ugh. I pee a lot when I'm playing video games. I don't know if I can play this game.
Just pee before a boss fight.
I'm not going to pee before a boss fight.
Well,
Sometimes I
that's
pee in
on
the
you.
middle of a boss fight. If it's a scary enough boss fight, I might pee twice.
Yeah. So I thought you were just like playing WoW and your boss fights are 3 days long.
That's another thing about like MMOs I don't like. Like there's no way to pause and go pee.
No. Not a fan.
Yeah.
What was the
I mean,
what was
but
the,
it's also like very scheduled, or at least when I played, it was very scheduled. It's like, okay, this is game time, so you do all your shit beforehand.
I don't
And
group,
then-
so
Well, then you're not doing any boss fights because they're only in groups.
right. And I never progressed very far, and the game got real boring. So I stopped playing.
Yep.
It is not my ideal form of gaming.
I missed playing on the on the like Nostalgia server and like other legacy servers where it was like people from all over the world in the guild. And my like the person who was the leader of the warlocks, I felt so bad because there was a huge, I think he was Greek or something, and it was like I could never tell what the hell he was saying when he was talking to me. And then they would type and they would give me like my assignment for the thing, and the way he typed it, it made it like I was always on the wrong target, but it was because of the way he typed it, and it was just dumb. It's like, but it was funny. It was funny how many raids I crashed and didn't realize that I was the reason that they were crashing because they were like yelling at me, but I thought they were yelling at somebody else. It was pretty funny. Good times. Good times. But that's why it's Elevam and no longer Mavale, because everyone just says Elevam, right? Everyone doesn't say Mavale, right?
My brain doesn't know what to do when it sees that word.
If you
I don't
know
why.
my first and middle name, then it makes sense.
Yeah, but what's your middle name?
Valentine.
Yeah. People have to ask that though.
Vale. That's what I'm saying. If you know it, you say it right. But if you don't know it, you say it wrong.
Yeah.
You say Mavale, and I'm like not listening because that's not it. And if I spelled it phonetically, then that would also not be it. So that's why it's just Elevam now, because you read it and it says Elevam. That's what everybody says.
But on Zoom, it still says Maval.
It says Mavale Elevam. It says
Mavale.
both.
Mayvale.
Don't make me come over there. It's just like I'm gonna freak out if y'all keep saying Kitsune and not Kitsune.
All right. Don't worry, I'm gonna boil it down to Foxboy in a minute.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for listening, everybody.
Hey, bye.
Thanks for listening. If you haven't turned it off by now.
And today's episode was brought to you by Napoleon Ice Cream. He owns all the flavors.
It will conquer your tongue.
It will conquer your flavor profile. I don't know. Check us out on homebrewdetritus.com. Go look for that episode where Jeff loves all the loot. On that episode, he's not on. That's a combat heavy episode, so if you're into those, there you go.
It's like you only have to listen to 92 to know what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Website is homebrewdetritus.com.
Did I not say that?
I don't
No,
know.
Yeah,
you just
you
said our
did.
website.
They know it by now.
Hopefully.
No.
But if you've forgotten, it's homebrewdetritus.org/net.
That is wrong.
It's www.
HTTTTPPPDD /:::::::::::::::::::::::::::::::::::::::::do
Here's where if I'm not lazy, I'll just clip in Jeff saying, do it from the back.
me from the back.
Do me from the back. Oh, I forgot to record all of this. All right, let's start over. Pretend like it's all fresh.
We gotta trick Jeff into saying "do me from the back" again.